Hello, it's good to see you. Today I'm here to show you all kinds of things. We have some really good things today. I have some books that I bought at the Jamestown Public Library. They have a book sale every February, and I didn't go last year because I already had a whole bunch of books for the library role plays, and I have a whole stack of books that I want to read and I haven't gotten to yet, so I don't want to add more to it, so I didn't go. But I did go this year, and I bought a whole bag of books. What they do is they give you a bag. They give you like a big paper grocery bag, and you fill the bag with all the books you can fit in it for $10. And each bag is $10. And then I bought one bag, so I got a receipt for $10. And I got so many books for that $10, and all of the money goes to support the Friends of the Jamestown Public Library. So it helps to keep the library going. It helps to provide money for programs and different things they do there. And then they give you a little brochure that tells you about the library and gives you a membership form if you want to become a member of the Friends of the Library. The Jamestown Public Library was established in 1988. It was several other things before that. It was built about 100 years ago, and it started out as, I think, a boarding house, and then it was a high school for a while. It's been several things, but then in 1988 it became a library. So they want you to have the opportunity to donate more money if you want to. So I wanted to hang on to this because I thought it would be nice to fill out the form and, send them a little bit extra. So when you get your books, you take them, they have a little checkout, and they will take your money and place this and your receipt into the bag. It was great. So today I'm going to show you the books that I got, and we're going to do something else. With some of the books, we're going to use this. Now this I got on Amazon. This is really cool. It's a personal library kit. And if you have a lot of books and you lend them to people, you loan them out, something like this might be really useful. I don't have that problem with books as far as, lending them to people and having them not return the books. I have this problem with DVDs, and I'm actually honestly thinking about getting another one of these sets for my DVDs. I cannot tell you how many times I have let someone borrow one of my DVDs or Blu-rays and then it just never returned. I bet it's happened at least a dozen times. It's very frustrating. And then I'll go to get it later and I won't remember who borrowed that. I don't even remember. But so yeah, this came from Amazon, and it's called Knock Knock's, like knock knock, who's there? Knock Knock's Personal Library Kit. I thought this was brilliant. I thought this would be wonderful for us to use for the library role play books. You get a little pocket, a little sleeve, and it has adhesive on it, and you attach it to the inside cover of the book, or at the back. And then there's an insert for each pocket, so you can put on there who checked it out. You put the title and the author of the book. Of course, you keep this. You put on there who has it, the date that they checked it out, and their phone number. So you can have your own little circulation desk for books if you lend books frequently. We're going to look at this some more in a little bit, but it comes with all kinds of stuff. You get the sleeves, the inserts, a little stamper with the date stamp, and an ink pad, and it lists everything on the back that you get. You get 20 self-adhesive pockets, 20 checkout cards, a stamp pad, and a date stamp, and you even get a genuine pencil. You get a genuine pencil in there, like the ones at Putt Putt. Okay. This was, I think it was about $13 for the little stamp set, the little personal library kit. So I got that just for our library books. before we get into looking at the ones for the library videos, I wanted to show you these books that I also got the same day. These are for different purposes. I found these 3 adorable little vintage books. I don't know how old they are. There's no date in here. These books, I have an idea for these. Now, these are from the Mental Efficiency series. Apparently, there was a whole bunch of these. I found 3. And each book talks about a different topic. This one talks about character and how to strengthen it. You can look at things such as what constitutes strength of character, calmness and strength, struggle against sentiment, exercises of the intellect, physical exercises, character in everyday life. So I thought these little books would be fun to read in different videos. Just, if you're looking for something to read, this would be a wonderful thing to read. So that's that one. This one talks about something else. Timidity, how to overcome it. By Yoritomo Tashi, translated by Mary Artois. How to prevent timidity, exaggerated confidence, timidity in family life, the parent of envy, aestheticism and timidity, timidity in business, in praise of audacity. So there's a lot of information in here. And it looks like each one has a different author. Let's see what this one is. Speech, how to use it effectively, by Xanthes. Yeah. Translated by Madame Léon de Berthelot de la Bolivary. It's early in the morning. Translated by somebody else. Spoken word and thought, sword or shield, eloquence and wit, of eloquence, oratory and conversation, how to acquire it, automatism and thought, and attitude and gesture. So I'm thinking this was just a whole series, but there's no date in here. It's from Funk and Wagnalls Company, New York and London. I remember Funk and Wagnalls. When I was a kid, my parents wanted to get us some encyclopedias, but they couldn't afford the World Book encyclopedias or Encyclopedia Britannica, so they found these super cheap encyclopedias from Funk and Wagnalls. I always thought that name was really funny, Funk and Wagnalls. But I read most of those encyclopedias because I grew up in a time before internet and we didn't have cable and we lived in the middle of nowhere and there was nothing else to do. I learned a lot reading those encyclopedias. And I was the only kid I knew who had them. So that's something, I guess. So I think we could use these in the future for videos for reading, whispered or soft-spoken or whatever. I'm sure there's lots of good information in here. And for my son, my younger son, I found a couple of books that I thought he might like. The first one is Roald Dahl's Charlie and the Great Glass Elevator. He's read Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, so I thought he might like Charlie and the Glass Elevator. He said he had not read it, so has some interesting little illustrations in there. They had the wonderful thing about the book sale, they had all the books organized in different rooms. Like they had all the children's books in one room, all the reference books in a room, nonfiction in a room, fiction. They were all separated. You could tell they put a lot of work into setting up the book sale. Tons of books. Oh, there were so many. And you could take all that you could fit in a bag for $10. It's a great deal. So this is for my younger son to enjoy. And I also found this one. Now this one is the 14th Goldfish. I had this book. I bought it for my older son, and he read it, and then he lent it to a friend of his who never returned it. So the personal library kit would have come in handy there because I never got the book back. But I found this in the children's section also, and I remember my older son saying he really enjoyed it, so I thought my youngest son might like it. So while I was walking by, I grabbed it and just dropped it in the bag. The 14th Goldfish by Jennifer Holm. And then, okay, now this is a children's book, which means if I make a video for it on YouTube, I will have to list it under the COPPA restrictions, which means you will never be notified about it. You can't share it. You can't comment on it. You can't save it to a playlist. The only way you would ever find it would be if you actually went to my channel and searched for it. So there's basically no point in even doing a video on YouTube with this book. It is a Mary Mouse book of favorite poems. So this is going to go on my Minds channel. If you follow me on Minds, we're going to be reading mouse poems. I'm going to be doing a video. I'm going to read the whole book. It's not that long, but it's little mouse poems by different authors. A Mary Mouse book of favorite poems. It is selected and illustrated by Priscilla Hillman. So if you miss my readings of children's books, if you follow me on Minds, I already have some on there. This is going to be a new one that I'm going to hopefully do within the next week. I'm going to keep this out so I can get that done. Oh, and here's another one. I also got this at the book sale. It's the Random House book of fairy tales. I'm going to be doing this on Mind for the same reasons, because if I do it here under the COPPA restrictions, it's going to be basically a muted video. You would never know about it. And even if you did know about it, you can watch it. That'd be about all you could do, even if you were able to find it. So I'm going to be reading fairy tales on my Minds channel as well. I'm really glad to have the Minds channel, so at least I have an outlet somewhere where I can do these. And there are a lot of fairy tales in here. Obviously, it would take several videos to do all of these. We have The Emperor's New Clothes, The Sleeping Beauty in the Wood, The Elves and the Shoemaker, Rapunzel, Snow White, Jack and the Beanstalk, Beauty and the Beast, The Frog Prince, The Valiant Little Tailor, Cinderella, Hansel and Gretel, Rumpelstiltskin, and a bunch of other ones. So just some classic fairy tales. So I was really happy to find this. So we could do a whole series of these on the Minds channel. So that's coming soon as well. Okay, now we're going to get into looking at the new books for the library videos. And what I want to do, I'm going to have to kind of go through them and look and see if they have a little thing in them already. Some of them already have the little pocket where you can put a card. Some of them don't. So the ones that don't, we're going to add a pocket so we can stamp them and do them like real in the videos, like real life. So let's look at this. Has a little plastic cover on it. It also had shrink wrap on it. I already removed that. And a little corner piece. Get your books back. There's no greater pleasure than sharing beloved books, but there's no crueler pain than losing them for good until the personal library kit. This is a great idea. This is wonderful. I know so many people who love books, so many people in my own family who love reading, and they share books with one another, and I know sometimes they get frustrated when they don't get a book back. I should get them all this for Christmas. several of them would need 2 or 3 of these. So you have these are the little sleeves. These are cool. And it has the return date up here, so they know when they have to return it. From the personal library of, and then you can put your information there. If you have a little label, you could stick it on there. On the back are 2 adhesive strips. Just take them out of the plastic. Oh, isn't that nice? It looks so official. I love how official that looks. So you look on the back and you see there's an adhesive strip there, and it has just a little piece of paper on it that you peel away when you're ready to do it. Okay. So that's the little sleeves. And then we have the inserts too. Right here. These are so nice. This is just such a wonderful idea. Okay, we have a few extra little sleeves here. I think they just stuck them with these to kind of even out the packs. Oh, it's on the back too. Look, you can lend each book multiple times. You have several here, and you flip it over to the back, and you have more spaces on the back. That's really great. So, of course, you're going to keep this card when you lend the book to someone. You put the title of the book there, and the author, and the information of the person who borrowed it. Okay. So there are our little inserts. And we have our genuine pencil, our little genuine pencil here. So we can play miniature golf later. And our stamp. Let's see if I can get the stamp out. Ooh, nice. Let's see what the years are on this thing. Well, it's February, so we want to go ahead and move it to February. Oh, wow, they go up to, let me see. They go up to 2030. That's nice. Let's see. February. I honestly can't remember what day it is. Hold on a second. Okay, it's February 27th. I couldn't remember. Okay. And it's formatted 27th February 2020. That's really great. So you have your little stamp, and there's a stamp pad in here. Let's see what that looks like. Oh, it's adorable. Let's see if this goes back. Well, that sort of goes. Oops. There. You have to be careful with these little stamp pads. It has a plastic cover on it. Sometimes the ink goes all the way up to the edges and you can get it on your fingers if you aren't careful. Well, they don't make it easy to open, do they? There. Okay. A little stamp pad. Let's test it. I'll just stamp my paper here. Oops. I don't think I got enough on there. Well, the two didn't do. Oh, you have to kind of rock it a little bit. And I had it turned the wrong way. Yeah. Hey, that looks nice. See? Works great. I'm going to just set the cover back on there. I don't like leaving stamp pads out like that. Okay. Well, let's take a look at the new books. Now, few of the books in here are older books, but they're books that could use a little sleeve. So I went ahead and pulled them out and stuck them in here, but most of the books are new. Here's the first one, Past Perfect, a novel by Susan Isaacs. Now these are mine since I bought them. People ask me all the time, how are you able to make library videos and stamp all over those books and write on them? Don't you have to return them? All of the books in the library videos are books that I purchased at the book sales at the library. So they're not books that I have to return. So when you turn to the back, you see there's no sleeve in there. Now sometimes you'll find one in the front. I have found a few that have the sleeve in the front, but there's no sleeve there either. So we're going to lay it out. I'll turn it where you can see it. Okay. I'm going to put the sleeve right here on this page, this last page. So make sure you have one sleeve. Do I have one or two? I have two. One little sleeve. I'm going to go ahead and write my name on there, from the Personal Library of Mary. The Library of Mary. Okay. Now we're going to take the back off. Just peel the backing off the top and the bottom. Like that. That's going to expose the sticky part. Now, we'll just kind of center it. Kind of just put it in the middle. Press here and there. Now, we're going to need an insert. Now, we're going to want to go ahead and write on here what this book is. So let's turn it back over to the front. The title is Past Perfect, and the author is Susan Isaacs. So I'm going to look at the title line at the top and write down Past Perfect. And then we move on to the author, Susan Isaacs. All right. And at this point, that's all we need to do. We don't need to fill out any of the bottom stuff yet because nobody's checking it out at this point. So we go back to the back. And you are ready to put your little card in there. And it should just nestle down into the little pocket. Look at that. And it's all ready to be checked out. That looks so professional. All right, so Past Perfect by Susan Isaacs is ready to go. Now the next one I have is The Train by David McPhail. Now this is one that I already had. This is actually one, I found this book in a thrift store years ago. And my younger son was absolutely obsessed with trains, and this was one of his favorite books when he was little. He's outgrown that now. It's kind of sad, but I can now use the book in library videos. So when I make library videos, I can still see this book and remember how much he used to enjoy it. So this one has nothing there, and you can see where I've been stamping it in library videos. I just stamped it and would write dates on it. It looks like the first time we used it in a library video was November 6th, 2016. So we're going to open it up. Yeah. And again, we're going back to this last page. Take a sleeve. It doesn't want to lay flat. I have to kind of hold it. Got the backings on here to peel off. And it's very easy. Make sure you got it turned the right way. You don't want it to be upside down. Figure out where you want to place it before you press down. You don't want to have to pull it back up. take your finger and just press at the bottom and the top. Oh, I just noticed something cool. At the very bottom it says overdue penalties may apply. That's right. So professional. Okay. So now we need to look at the front again. The Train by David McPhail, because we have to fill out the insert. The Train. David McPhail. Okay. It's very simple. Just have the title and the author on there. Then we go back to the back. Open it up. And we're going to take the insert and place it in there. It's like they catch the first time you try to do it. There we have it. And now the train is all ready. That's awesome. Okay. Let me see now. This one, this is one that we have been using. This is not one of the new ones. You can see I've stamped on it there. This is The Silver Ship and the Sea from Brenda Cooper. And I've stamped it quite a bit on the last page. We're going to be covering this up. We're going to put one of the little slips, or the little pockets right over that. It looks like the first time we ever did it was in, let's see, May the 3rd of 2017. No, February 2nd, 2017. So we've used it several times. All right. We're just going to we'll just put it just in that general area. It's not going to cover all of it. It'll cover most of it. So again, you take a little sleeve, the little pocket, and we're going to take the backing off here, like that. Make sure you have it facing the right way. Figure out where you want to put it. Press the bottom and the top. Make sure you have it there the way you want it. And we need to look at the title and the author. We want to make sure we write it down correctly. Take a little insert. Make sure you only have one. All right, this one has a long title. The Silver Ship and the Sea. I may have to run over the line a little bit. Maybe not. And the author is Brenda Cooper. And again, that's all we need to do at this point. Title and author. We go back to the last page again, where we already have our little envelope, our little pocket. I'm going to take the insert and put it in the little pocket and just slide it down. There. And there we have The Silver Ship and the Sea. And most of the books, you will notice they're stamped discarded on the inside. Yeah. And a lot of them have the little barcode cut off as well. I guess so you can't try to go sell it somewhere or return it somewhere. I don't know. Okay. Now this is another one that we have used several times. This is not one of the new ones. This is The Embassy House by Nicholas Prophet, author of Gardens of Stone. This one we've used this one a bunch of times. Let's see, we first used this one on May 3rd, 2017. And I didn't stamp it on the front. Okay, so this one has no pocket or anything on it. But we can take care of that right now. Let me just set it down. I've turned it where it's facing you. Make sure we only have one sleeve. It's just one. We're going to peel the backing off like this. Okay, and then I can't cover everything, but we're just going to try. I want to keep it in the middle. I would move it over here, but I don't like that. So we're just going to put it in the center. Press it on the bottom and the top, just like that. And then we need an insert right here. We have an insert. I want to make sure I write down the title correctly. Now, this is called The Embassy House. So I'll write that on here. The Embassy House. And the author is Nicholas Prophet. 2 F's, 2 T's. Okay. I think Pumpkin wants to come check out a book. She's yelling at me outside the door. She's become a lot more vocal in the last few months. It's kind of interesting. She's normally very quiet. All right. We're going to go back to the last page, and we have our insert all ready for the Embassy House. So we tuck that into the little pocket and just push it down. Make sure it's lined up or it won't go properly. There. There we have it. The Embassy House. All ready to go. Now this one I believe is one of the new ones. I don't think I had this one previously. No, it has no stamps on it. This is called The Fifth Book of Peace from Maxine Hong Kingston. And it has no little card holder thing in there. It says it was purchased at public sale, surplus materials from the SLCLS. Now, a lot of these books did not come straight from the Jamestown Public Library. Some of them came from other libraries in the area. And they get books from all different sources. Okay. So once again, we're going to go to that last page. Okay. We take one of these sleeves, peel away the backing. And we want to make sure we have it positioned the way we want it before we press down. We put it about here. Press the bottom and the top. Just like that. Now let's look at the cover, because now we have to fill out the inserts. Make sure you just have one. The Fifth Book of Peace. It's another kind of long title, but I think I can fit it on here. The Fifth Book of Peace. It fits. Maxine Hong Kingston. There. Got it. So once again, we're going to turn back to that last page. I do love that sound. One of my favorite things to do as a child when I was in middle school was to walk up to the library after school. Where I went to middle school was really close to a library. And back then, you had to be quiet in the library. The librarian would get on to you if you spoke above a whisper. She would get upset. And I loved to sit up near the circulation desk and listen to her check in books. Oh, it was beautiful. Back when ASMR didn't have a name, I sure did enjoy it. Libraries aren't quiet like that anymore. It's kind of sad. But the librarian there was very strict about being quiet in there. She really enjoyed her peace and quiet. And she didn't like children. I don't think she liked children very much. She would really get on to the kids. All right. So that's got The Fifth Book of Peace by Maxine Hong Kingston. Here we go. I think this is another new one. Janet Daly, Calder Pride. Let me see. Yeah, this is a new one. Now this one already has a little thing in here. It already has the little sleeve. So I think what we're going to do, I can save one of these. See, I could save one of these and just, if I need to, I can just make a little insert out of an index card or just a sheet of repurposed paper to make one of these. What I've been doing is I take old manila folders and cut them and I've been making my own sleeves and inserts for the books. So I could actually make an insert for this sleeve that we're going to save. For this one, since we already have the little pocket, we don't need a pocket, we just need an insert. So we take one of these. I'm going to make sure I write down the title correctly. Calder Pride by Janet Daly. Okay. D-A. That font is weird. It's hard to read. D-A-I-L-E-Y. Okay. So, we're going to open it back up to the little pocket. And we'll just fit it in there. That was easy. So now that one is all ready to go. This is one that I've had. The Love Child from Catherine Cookson. And I've stamped it. It's green, but you can kind of see that I've stamped it a bunch of times in different library videos. Going back to February 2nd, 2017. So it has no little pocket or anything. That's all right. We can fix that. No problem. So this one will need a little pocket, a little sleeve. I'm going to peel off the backing. I haven't gotten to use my genuine pencil yet. I'm kind of sad, and I'm not using my stamp. But the genuine pencil and the stamp will come in handy when we do a library video. So we're going to place this in the middle, press it at the bottom and the top. I'm going to make sure that sticks there. I'm going to turn it over. I'm going to grab an insert. I like to write the information on here in pen just because it's easier to read than genuine pencil. It's a little darker. So the title of this book is The Love Child. My first ancestor in the USA on my father's side was the love child. the first ancestor I had that was born here. That was in around 1900. A very young lady came here alone, and she was pregnant and not married, and had her child here in the USA, and that was my first ancestor in the USA in my dad's family, and it was right around 1900. All right, so this is Catherine Cookson. Oh, you go back far enough in anybody's family, you're going to find a love child or two here and there. It's a lot more common than some people think. Catherine Cookson. So we have our little insert. I never stamped the front. It's like I only stamped the back. Okay. So just add the inserts to the pocket. They're stubborn. Sometimes they don't want to. There. They don't want to go. Slide it down. Make sure it's straight. Oh, I just realized I haven't been writing my name on there. Let's catch that up. We need to know whose personal library it is. There's that one. We get Janet Daly, Calder Pride. Well, that one doesn't have a thing, but I'll put my name on it anyway. Can't believe I forgot that. The train. The fifth book of peace. I think I got past perfect. Let's see. Yep, I did that one. That was the first one. Okay, now moving along. Now this is Anything is Possible by Elizabeth Strout, winner of the Pulitzer Prize. Wow. Okay. Now this one already has a little pocket, a little sleeve here, so we don't need a sleeve, but we do need an insert. I'm going to write my name on it because it's mine now. Okay. So we get an insert, and we want to make sure we have the name and the author correct. Anything is Possible is the title. And the author is Elizabeth Strout. All right. Don't need one of those. It was kind of silly the way I was going through there. You know, other people are at the book sale and they're looking for books that they want to read or they want to get for somebody else, which I did do some of that. Honestly, the main thing I was doing was listening to the covers of the books. A lot of the books didn't have covers like this. Tons of them. I was surprised at the number of books that didn't have this type of cover. But I went there mainly looking for books to use in library role plays. And all the money went to a good cause, so I thought it's just a win-win all the way around. Plus we get some new books to check out. I do kind of get tired of looking at the same ones every time. Okay, so there we have our little insert and envelope, our little sleeve for Anything is Possible. here's a new one. It's a big one. Outer Banks by Anne Rivers Siddons. Outer Banks is a beautiful area. It really is. It's very special place. Very unique area. A unique part of the United States. Alright. Now this one, it looks like at one point this one had a sleeve, but it's been removed. They've ripped it off. So we'll just add a new one. Take one sleeve. You want to peel away the backing at the top and the bottom. And we're just going to place it right over that ripped part. Press at the bottom and the top. There. We want to make sure we get the title correct. Outer Banks. And now that is by Anne Rivers Siddons. Okay, and the insert. We're going to open it back up. Okay, we'll place that in there. And of course I need to remember to write my name on there. There we go. Outer Banks, Anne Rivers Siddons. Here's another new one. I love the cover on this one. It's especially crinkly, especially right up at the top. Some of them are a lot more crinkly than the others. Joan Collins. Now this is Star Quality by Joan Collins. And it looks like there's no sleeve or anything in here. Joan Collins has appeared in over 55 films, dozens of television shows, and plays in Hollywood, the West End, and Broadway. I remember when she was on Dynasty. Oh, she was so wicked. Alright, so we're going to turn this around where you can see. Now here again we have the back page. We're going to put the little sleeve there. So make sure you only have one. And you want to take it won't lay down. You want to take these little little strips off here to expose the adhesive. Oops. And figure out where you want to place it. There and there. And just press on. Okay. So take one insert, just one, and we want to write the title up here, which is Star Quality. By Joan Collins. Okay. There we go. Now we're going to go back to the back again. And we're going to take the insert and put it in the sleeve here. It's amazing how stubborn they are. I can't even figure out why they don't go sometimes. There, just push it down. How neat that looks. I love it. And they didn't sponsor me or anything. I just think they're cool. I think this whole little kit is just cool. Okay. I'll put a link in the description to it if you want to look at it on Amazon. Okay, there we have it. Star Quality by Joan Collins. All ready. I think this is another new one here. This is The Grave from James Hennigan. Really cool cover. I like it. Okay, now this one does have a sleeve in the back, so we don't need one. We're just going to need an insert. Looks like this was first checked out on March 7th, 2001. Now I'm going to write my name in here because it's my book. And because I can. So since we don't need a sleeve, we're just going to go ahead and turn it over and take an insert. Just one. And we're going to write the title and the author on the insert. So the title is The Grave. The author is James Hennigan. I want to make sure I spell that right. Heneghan. There we go. Got it. So now we're going to go back to the back again. This is a good looking book. It's nice. And we're just going to take the insert and add it to the little sleeve that's already there. Nice. So there we have The Grave by James Hennigan. And this one we already had. This is The Cove by Ron Rash. And I have stamped all over it. Yes, I did. Stamped all over that one. This is based in the Appalachians of North Carolina. Interesting. Okay. So what we're going to do, we need a little sleeve here. We're going to peel off the backing of it on the top and the bottom, and you want to handle it this way so you don't touch the stickiness. I'm going to open it up and just figure out where you want to place it. Gosh, we stamped all over that. And we're just going to kind of put it in the middle, just like that. I didn't stamp it on the front at all. We need one insert, just one. Now the name of the book is The Cove, and the author is Ron Rash, R-O-N-R-A-S-H. Very easy. There we go. I'm going to open it back up and go back to here. We'll take our little insert and fight with it. Try to make it go. It's so weird how they don't want to go. There we go. I just push it down. There. Now we have that in there. I'll write my name on it. And we have The Cove by Ron Rash. Here is one. I believe this is new. It is Highway 61 Resurfaced by Bill Fitzhugh. No envelope. And nothing on the front either. So there's no envelope there either. No little sleeve or pocket or anything. So we open it up to this last page again. Take one little sleeve. Peel off the little backing to expose the adhesive. And we're just going to put it kind of in the middle. Get it centered before you press on it. You press it at the bottom and at the top where the adhesive strips are. Alright. Now it's time for the insert. Make sure you just have one. They stick together. Okay. Highway 61 resurfaced. Oh, it fit. And the author is Bill Fitzhugh. There we go. We go back to the last page again. Take our little insert, put it in the pocket. Eventually, and slide it down just like that. And then I'm going to write my name on it like that. And there we have it. Highway 61 resurfaced by Bill Fitzhugh. And here we have a small book. This is a new one. The Blind Contessa's New Machine by Carrie Wallace. Very pretty cover. I like it. It's very nice. Now this book has no sleeve back here or here. It looks like there might have been something on here. This page has been torn out. So maybe there was one on here and they just ripped the whole page out. All right. Grab, one sleeve that's one sleeve. I have to hold it with my arm. Take the backing off the top and the bottom. Like that. Make sure you have it turned the right way. Place it in the middle. Oh, it looks big inside this book. Press it at the bottom and the top. So it's like that. Okay. Now we're going to turn it back to the front. Grab an insert. Just the one. That's a long title. I don't think I can fit that all on one line, but we'll see. The Blind Contessa's, no, it's not going to fit. New Machine by Carrie Wallace. Carey Wallace. That's the first one I haven't been able to fit all on one line, I believe. Okay, so let's go back to the back. And we're going to put it in the sleeve and slide it down. Just like that. And I'm going to write my name on it. It looks like they've cut out, you can see they've cut a section here and here out of the dust jacket. I guess that's where the little things were, the little library. You know, the library has their own little barcodes. is probably what that was. All right, the Blind Contessa's new machine. And then we have Road to Paradise by Max Allan Collins. This is a new one, I believe. Yep. There are no stamps, and there's no little pocket back here. And there's nothing in the front either. So, let's see what we can do. Take one little pocket. Make sure you only have one. And peel off the backing on the top and bottom. Place it about the middle, wherever you want it. Press the bottom and the top. Make sure it's secure. Okay. And now we are ready to prepare the insert. So I'm going to put it back on its front where I can see the name of the title and the author. Road to Paradise. That title seems short after the last one. By Max Allan Collins. There we have it. Okay, and we have to go back to the back part. These books are in really good shape. Okay, so we're going to take our insert and slide it down like that. Try to make sure it's all the way down. Okay, and there is the insert in the pocket, and then I'll write my name on it. And again, you can see here they've cut out the barcode. So I guess you can't try to return it somewhere else, or if someone brings this to the library, they will know it's discarded, plus it's stamped discarded on the back. It doesn't have a stamp on the front. So there we have Road to Paradise by Max Allan Collins. Okay, now this one is Exposure by D. Davis. And it has the discarded stamp on the front, like the first page of it on the inside. And it looks like at one time there was something here that showed the due date, but it's been removed. And there was even one on the inside cover that's been removed. So this one will need a sleeve and an insert. So we're going to open it up in the back. This is the back section. We'll take one card, one little sleeve, and remove the backing. Put the top and the bottom. And make sure it's not upside down. I'm going to make sure it's going the right way. Place it where you want it. And when you have it where you want it, you can press on the adhesive. There. Okay. And now we're going back to the front so we can fill out the insert. This one is the title of this one is Exposure by D. Davis. Oops. There. Okay. So back we go here. And we're going to take our little insert and just push it all the way down. There. And we have it added to our sleeve. And I write my name on that one. And that is Exposure by D. Davis. Now this is one that we already had. This is Single White Psychopath Seeks Same by Jeff Strand. Now this one is an interesting case. This one has a little date due thing on it. There's no sleeve and no insert. It's just like a big sticker on the inside that you would write on. I think for this one we're just going to go ahead and put a sleeve over the top of that with the insert. So we'll just pretend this isn't here. We're not going to, I don't want to leave it this way, but you can see I've used it a couple of times starting back on May 20th of 2019. But for this one, let's go ahead and add a little sleeve to it. So we'll be able to take out the insert and stamp it. So we'll take the backing off the top and the bottom, turn it this way. Let's just try to cover that little sticker. Press it at the bottom and top. I can't cover everything. You're going to have a little overlap there, but I'm trying to cover as much of the sticker as I can. And an insert, just one. So I'm going to turn it back this way. This is another long title. That's going to go over. That's okay. Single White Psychopath Seeks Same. And that is by Jeff Strand. There. And we have that. Okay. It is an Andrew Mayhem thriller. So we take our insert. I think I've about gotten the hang of these little things. I've figured out how to get them in there without them sticking. Only took me, what, 12 books to get to that point. Slide it down. There we have it. And I'm going to write my name on it. There we have it, from Jeff Strand, Single White Psychopath Seeks Same. And here is a new one. Oh, and it has a thing in it. Come on, Seabiscuit. I'm going to start saying that to my son when he won't get ready to go on time in the mornings. Maybe if I call him Seabiscuit, he'll hurry up. He gets lead in his britches some mornings. Come on, Seabiscuit. Okay. So yeah, we do have a little sleeve. So we just need an insert for this one. This was written by Ralph Moody. This looks like it came from the Immaculate Heart of Mary School Library in High Point. Okay. Well, let's do an insert for it. Okay. We don't need a sleeve, but we do need an insert. It's titled, Come On, Seabiscuit. By Ralph Moody. Here we go. It's got some tape on it right there. Has pictures. Okay. Oh, it looks like nobody ever checked it out. That's kind of sad. Alright. So there we have our insert inside the little pocket. There's tape on the back too, and I'll write my name on it. And you can see where they've crossed out the schools, the library barcode on the dust jacket. So there we have Come On Seabiscuit by Ralph Moody. Now let's see how many inserts we have left. 1, 2, which works out perfectly because I have 2 books left. I didn't even plan it that way. Here we have, oh, this is heavy, Americans in a Changing World by William Appleman Williams. Oh wait, this one already has a, look at that. We don't even have to do anything to this one. It already has an insert and a sleeve. Well, that works out great. Well, their map's a little out of date, and that's all right. Okay, I think all we need to do to this one is I'm gonna write my name in it. Well, that was easy. That means I can do 1 extra book. I had one over here I wasn't gonna bother with because it's one I've had for a while, but now that I do have 2 inserts, I can go ahead and do it. I wasn't even gonna worry about it, but now I can do it. Now this is a new one. Good News, Bad News. A novel by David Wollstonecraft. Let's see what we have here. Now this one again just has the big sticker on it. There's no sleeve or insert. We're just going to pretend that it has nothing, and we're going to add the sleeve and the insert. So let's go to the back. Right here. We'll take a sleeve, and we're going to remove the backing. I wonder if he's kin to Mary Shelley. Wasn't that her? Was it Wollstonecraft? No, that wasn't her maiden name. Never mind. We're going to add the sleeve, press at the bottom and the top, right there, and we're just basically covering up that big sticker. Okay. I could look at this title either way. This is upside down. Goes like that. So we have our insert here. The title of this book is Good News, Bad News. So we'll put that on here. The author is David Wollstonecroft. There we have it. This book is in really good shape. It looks great. Okay. So we're going to take the insert, add it to the little pocket. Oh, I got cocky. I got an ornery one. That's what I get for bragging that I had figured these things out. There. There we have our insert and our pocket for Good News, Bad News by David Wollstonecraft. There we go. Good news, bad news. Okay, and this is the one I wasn't going to worry about. This is Bungalow 2 by Danielle Steele, and this is one that we've had for a long time. I actually thought about rotating this one out because I have all these new ones. I'm going to rotate some of the older ones on out. I will donate them to a local thrift store to resell. Alright, so you can see we've stamped it a bunch here, going back to May 20th, 2019. I think was the first time we did it. So we need a sleeve here. And we're going to remove the backing at the top and the bottom. Make sure it's turned the right way. We'll just put it in the middle. I would cover this up, but that puts it way up here, and I don't like it, so I'm just going to put it here. Press it at the bottom and the top. There. And go back to look at the front, just to make sure you have the correct information to put on your insert, your little card. So this is Bungalow 2 by Danielle Steele. I always thought there was an E at the end of her last name, but there's not. I will admit I've never read anything she's ever written. Sorry. Okay. I guess since her first name is Danielle and it has an E at the end, it just sounds like Steele should also have an E at the end. Okay. So we'll take the insert, add it to the little sleeve, push it down, like that. And then I'm going to write my name in it. And this is the last one. So when we do the next library video, we have a new stamp that we can use if we want to. I kind of like the other stamp better, the one that has the self-inking stamp. That makes the little, it flips up to ink itself and then it flips down to stamp. And it makes that nice little sound when it flips down and back up. Honestly, I prefer those stamps to these because these don't really make any sound. But if we ever need it, we have this nice little date stamp here and this nice little stamp pad. And don't forget the genuine pencil. So that is all of our books, and we're all set to do some new library videos with the new books. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed it, and I'll see you again really soon.